Welcome! Today we're diving into making delicious cube caramel treats. We'll be creating rich buttery caramel from scratch, perfect for a sweet snack or a special treat. Follow along for each step and get ready to enjoy some homemade caramel goodness. Let's get through the ingredients of your caramel treats. Here's what you'll need. 1 cup of granulated sugar to form the base of your caramel. Add 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter for a rich, creamy texture. For the smooth consistency, use half a cup of heavy cream. To help the sugar caramelize perfectly, a 1/4 cup of light corn syrup is essential. If you're into salted caramel, a pinch of 1/4 teaspoon sea salt will add that extra flavor. For optional toppings, gather 1 cup of your favorite chopped nuts and half a cup of mini chocolate chips for a tasty coating. Now let's get cooking. First, let's get our pan ready. You'll need an 8 by 8-inch baking pan. Start by lining it with parchment paper, making sure to leave an overhang on the sides. This overhang will act like handles, making it easier to lift the caramel out later. If you don't have parchment paper, you can also use aluminum foil, but be sure to lightly grease it. This preparation ensures that your caramel won't stick and will come out cleanly when it's set. Set the pan aside while you work on the caramel. Now we're ready to make the caramel. Begin by placing a heavy bottom saucepan on medium heat. Add 1 cup of granulated sugar and a 1/4 cup of light corn syrup to the pan. Stir constantly with a heat-resistant spatula or wooden spoon. As the sugar starts to dissolve, it will become clear, and eventually it will turn a beautiful golden amber color. This process can take about 10 to 15 minutes, so be patient and keep stirring. The color is key. If it gets too dark, the caramel could taste burnt. Once the mixture reaches a deep golden color, it's time to move on to the next step. Carefully add 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter to the caramel. Stir continuously until the butter is fully melted and incorporated into the mixture. The caramel will bubble up vigorously when the butter is added, so be cautious and keep stirring to prevent splatters. Next, slowly pour in half a cup of heavy cream while stirring constantly. The mixture will bubble even more, which is normal. Continue to cook the caramel and use a candy thermometer to keep an eye on the temperature. You want it to reach 240 degrees Fahrenheit or 115 degrees Celsius. This temperature ensures that the caramel will set properly and have the right consistency. If you're making salted caramel, now is the time to add 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Stir it into the caramel mixture to distribute the salt evenly. This adds a wonderful depth of flavor to your caramel. Once everything is well combined and the temperature has reached 240 degrees Fahrenheit, remove the saucepan from the heat. Carefully pour the caramel into the prepared baking pan. Use a spatula to spread it evenly in the pan. This ensures that the caramel will set evenly. Allow the caramel to cool at room temperature for about 2 hours. It needs to be completely set before you can cut it into cubes. Once the caramel has fully cooled and set, lift it out of the pan using the parchment paper overhang. Place it on a cutting board. Use a sharp knife to cut the caramel into small cubes. If you want perfectly uniform pieces, you might want to lightly grease your knife or use a pizza cutter. For an extra touch, you can coat the caramels. Melt half a cup of mini chocolate chips in a microwave-safe bowl or double boiler and dip each caramel cube into the chocolate. Roll them in 1 cup of chopped nuts if desired for added texture and flavor. Place the coated caramels on a parchment-lined tray and let them set. The chocolate will harden as it cools. And lastly, here are a few tips to make your caramel treats perfect. First, ensure your pan and utensils are completely dry before starting, as any moisture can affect the caramel. If your caramel seems too soft after cooling, reheat it gently and cook a bit longer to reach the right firmness. For even cutting, lightly grease your knife or use a pizza cutter. When storing, keep caramels in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 2 weeks or freeze them for longer storage. To prevent sticking, place parchment paper between layers. Practice makes perfect, So don't worry if your first batch isn't ideal. Each time you make it, you'll get better. Enjoy your homemade caramel treats.